Well, today I made my way to the hobby shop, and I got a big Sheila light fly. They finally come to the reality that this is not worth $25. They got it marked down to $11.99. However, they haven't figured that out for the 64th fly because it's $50 for a sheet this big, and I ain't paying it. So I got some 16th at $12. So you get twice as much material for half as much. Ridiculous. Anyway, the title of today's movie is the refit of the battery compartment. And I kind of have to figure out how I'm going to make my battery compartment that I'm going to do the side mount. So we'll do the side mount, side load, or what have you. And I also need to be able to take this in and out so that I can get the motor in and out. So I got some thinking to do on how to get this done. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some templates with some balsa wood. We need a back wall. I'm going to need a front support of some type, a top and bottom, and two sides. So that's what we'll do, and how I'm going to go about that is I want to cut a piece of wood. That's approximately the width. I think it's going to be probably right here. This here is more trial and error than anything. This pattern making business. But balsa wood cuts a lot easier than plywood, and it's a lot cheaper. So we know that we need to angle this to here. I can't tell you how I know how to do all this stuff. I really don't. It's just been doing it so long, it's just like second nature. So we have that there, and we're going to need to remove probably 3/16. So it'd be better to remove an 1/8 and sand it from there. And I will try. I have been trying, guys, to cut my movies up so that they're not really boring. The only problem is, for every hour that I spend at the bench, it takes 2 hours to edit. But that's okay. I guess I got nothing better to do. Now we're going to have to remove that arming switch out of here. So we'll do that now. This arming switch will be cut out, and I'm thinking about hiding it underneath the hatch. I don't think there's a rule against that. I'm going to ask around, but the hatch will be magnetic, I mean, I see guys plugging the battery in without an arming switch. So I see no problem with it. But two things that I thought here on this. It would look better without this plug hanging out the side. So basically it would become invisible except for a line. So we'll do a real nice windy type job of making the lines, the door lines meet. I see Wendy posting some Spitfire videos. I don't know, guys. I think he's going to get the urge and build again. This hobby is hard to get out of your blood. I did the motorcycle deal. As a matter of fact, I'm contemplating buying my Club Brothers motorcycle right now. It's a 47 knucklehead with the 88-inch shovel head top on top of it. So that'll be just another money pit. Anybody that knows anything about motorcycles knows that I ain't kidding there. Okay, we have it pretty close. I'm gonna zoom in from the top. So now it's just a matter of fitting, sanding and fitting. And I did not cut to tape it. It's all by eye, and it fits perfect. Almost. And that's what you want. So that's going to be the back half. And as you can see from this camera here, it's right on the money. So what I'm going to do is this piece will be glued in to the airframe, made out of plywood, of course, white ply. We'll glue that into the airplane. Then I'm going to mount 4 pieces of motor mount, one on each corner, here, 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 here. Then we're going to build a box to set inside there. I don't know, I've never done this before. So I got to think it through. I'm going to have to take this out because the door will be in the way. And that way, for battery adjustment, I can raise and lower the battery. And then the electrics will be screwed onto a platform there. So let's make a box. See how that's going to work. I need to get a visual of exactly how this is going to work. So we can't come any longer than this. I mean, I could. Matter of fact, I will. And then so we're going to go here. This box will be this long. That way I can slide the battery from the firewall all the way forward. I just need to make it provision to clear this tab. Now, this box does not have to be completely from side to side because it's going to be suspended in hangers. So, how exactly will that work? I don't know, it's kind of like trial and error what I'm doing here. So, I'm just eyeballing the center of that. Then we'll put a square on it, mark a center line. I want to I'm going to have to go to Office Max and get another circle template. Okay. I bet you guys are wondering, what the heck is he building? Well, it will become apparent when I get it close here. I think what I'm going to do is I'll cut the camera. We'll get all the pieces made up. And then I'll come back and show you what I've dreamt up. And got no clue whether it's going to work or not, but should be alright. So, make sure you like, subscribe, and share my channel with everybody, because that's how we're going to grow. We're 13 people away from 500. I can hardly wait to hit that 500 mark. So go ahead and subscribe. I'm making these patterns, and I'll show you what I've come up with. I basically made a box out of balsa wood, and it's going to work like this. I'm going to be putting the ESC on top of it with some type of mount, along with the timer on top of that. And that will be visible here, and we got lots of room. I mean, just a ton of room. So the electrics will come out of the airplane. The electrics will be mounted to this box. And this box will be bolted in with 2 screws. Here's the box. It's keyed in the back with slots in the firewall that the pattern that I cut previously in the first part of the video. And it'll have 2 places for Allen screws here and here. Now, this box will have a hole in the side because this is going to be a side load. So this side probably won't even be on there. I'm just kind of giving you a rough idea of what I thought about how to mount this battery. So we have a hole in the side, and then in the top and bottom will have holes. And of course, here as well. I mean, I'm just kind of doing a rough sketch of what this will look like. Oh, we gotta have holes in the front, none in the back, but we'll need a couple of holes here, leather, pass through. So basically what I have here is a box with holes in it. And then of course there'll be a corresponding hole in the side of this so that the battery can slide inside here. And the way that I see it, there will be nothing to hold this in either, because centrifugal force will hold it out. And of course, like I say, the ESC will mount to the top of this box. I'll build some type of platform so we can, you know, put it on top of this box. And yeah, I think this is going to be just fine. So that's basically what I've come up with in the brainstorming session of this project. So now it's a matter of taking my patterns out and cutting out the light ply. So, this was an ultra short video. Tomorrow when I come back, I'll show you the putting together of this box. I'll have the parts cut out and we'll put that together. And there's, you know, I really don't see a need to detail all this. I did take out the bulkhead, or this is F1. I did take out F2 completely, and the nose is still real stout, so that should not be a problem. But basically, that's what I've come up with. The firewall, and of course the box will sit inside there holding the battery like so. So the next step is to make the box up. Okay, what we're doing now is we're going to make this box. And did a pretty good job. Guessing this was just a guess, the width. So now it's a matter of cutting the parts. So I'll go ahead when I run this saw, mute the sound because it's obnoxious. Why did that thing off? It's right there. you're using a table saw like this, be really careful. This thing is, you know, every time I look at this, I dream about my finger getting cut off with it. You gotta be so careful with this stuff. So, there's one long piece here. One long piece that we're going to cut this out here. And then one shorter piece. See, that's the nice thing about making patterns. So we have that. Now we're going to need two of these with 1/8" notches on the back. I sure hope you guys are enjoying my building with me. I know at times it can be downright boring. So that's how long those two have to be. Now we'll cut these. Try to do everything in pairs. That way everything is exactly the same. In previous videos I showed you that I'm going to be changing my Thunderbolt from a bottom loader to a side loader, and I'd like to show you what I come up with. I think it's pretty slick. As shown in the top view here, I've built a box and I'm going to be putting my ESC on top of that box. And this box has a side open, and it'll have two screws, one here, on two blocks. And I'm still debating on how I want to attach it to the firewall in the back that I need to make yet. Where I showed you that I cut that pattern here, and I've since changed my mind. I was going to have a slot on each side for this, and I still could, I suppose. Yeah, that might be the best way to go. Now that I look at it, we'll make a piece to go on the side there. And then, yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So it was a good thing not to cut that off. And then two blocks on the front. Then we're going to have to cut the side out and make the hatch. So just to keep you guys updated on what I'm doing with this. I decided that I'd hold off on posting the other video that was already done in lieu of this. So anyway, how it's going to work is that will mount in there. The ESC will go on top of that. The battery wires will fish down into the box. I'm going to make some type of standoff like this for my mounting, my arming plug, and mount for the timer. And then this will go on like so, and the arming plug will go in through the hole here. So everything will be out of sight. The only time that this will come off is when I'm changing the motor, and I think that's a pretty good way to do things. So I'm going to go ahead and edit the last part of this video up, get it posted today to show you what I'm doing. Then I've got to set this aside and go back to work on my classic Continental. And we're going to build a wing today. All the parts are cut, and I probably could have had it done already. But, you know, I want to work a little bit on my stuff too, so I'm trying to juggle all the stuff. I got 4 projects going on: painting airplanes, Thunderbolt, classic Continental, and our Excalibur that I have to get to here shortly. And I know I've been promising that, but I'm just buried. So I apologize, guys, for not getting to everything. But we'll get to it all here shortly. And hope to see you on the next reel. So until then, fair winds, tight lines. See ya!